Well, here's the truth about what's going on in Iran. This is a pretty powerful interview here. Let's listen to it.
Vice President of Human Rights Policy with the Victor Marx Group. I apologize, first of all, for butchering your name. Erica, you criticize people and the media for trading on Iranian propaganda. Help us understand what you mean about the millions of people that we saw in the videos for the funeral procession of General Soleimani. Are you saying that there's an even greater number of Iranians who celebrated his death, just perhaps not in front of the camera?
Well, the Islamic Republic has about 4 million government workers. So
4 million government workers.
they intimidate, they shut the government down, they shut schools down. You have to imagine, how do they transport that many people to a funeral procession? They bust people in, and many of those that you saw on the streets are coming from rural areas, from surrounding areas that are poor, and they, promise them food and, a day in the city. So what you saw was...
So they bust all those people in, they paid them, they either gave them food or something, but it was propaganda.
Complete propaganda. The Islamic Republic has been, advancing their propaganda for 40 years. And as I mentioned in the video, in school, when at least I remember when I first came to America, we would say the Pledge of Allegiance at the beginning of the school day. Well, Iranians have to say death to America and death to Israel. They walk on the American flag that's painted in the doorsteps of schools and government buildings. I don't believe that the majority of Iranians hate America, and that's what I wanted to say in the video.
Yeah. What kind of response did you get after posting that video?
Well, the outpouring, first of all, I want to say thank you to everyone who's reached out to me. I wish that I could say thank you individually to everyone who's reached out, via email or commented on the video. I'm so grateful. I had no idea it was going to go viral, but I think there was a niche that maybe hasn't been reached. What I see today is that, for the most part, the American people don't trust the mainstream media. We have seen both sides attack one another, and there's a lack of genuine, informed conversations and discussions, and demonization of those that support the president. I think we should, as Americans, come and support the president in the decision that he made. Qasem Soleimani has terrorized the Middle East and held hostage many governments and the peoples of Lebanon, of Yemen, of Iraq, of Syria. And for me, as someone who's been a Middle East watcher, it was just sort of kind of strange to see how some people were like, oh, what are you doing? Why are you celebrating the death of this guy? Where in Iran, people were like literally baking cakes and dancing and, celebrating the fact that this man who really represented the guardianship of the Islamic Revolution was eliminated.
I want to ask you about churches and missionary groups. They often report that Christianity is growing rapidly in Iran, second only to China. What can you tell us about the situation there religiously on the ground?
For the last 40 years, the Islamic Republic has forced people to be Muslim. Islam is in school. It's everywhere you go. There's no freedom of religion. And there are a lot of very brave Christian organizations and missionaries that are bringing the gospel to Iran and to the Middle East, to Afghanistan, to many countries in the Middle East that are not often friendly to Christianity. But it's hard. There's no real statistics, obviously, but there's a huge underground movement, and it gives me a lot of hope that Iranians are hearing the truth.
Well, since the government admitted to the Ukrainian crash, we've seen several high-profile Iranians speak out. An actress, a news anchor, all of these different people. The first and only female Olympian from Iran. Erica.
Now back to here. She talked about actresses and other high-profile people getting out protesting.
Seconds left here.
Absolutely. Two catalysts. One, elimination of Qasem Soleimani, and the second one was the downing of this plane. I think we have a saying in Farsi, or I think we can say it in English too, they've had it up to here. And if you listen to the chants of the people that are protesting in the streets today, they're saying, 40 years of crimes and, down with this regime. I don't know what it's going to take, but I think that if the president continues his course, we could see an Iran that's free and democratic.
Well,
Well, that would be powerful. We ended here about to the end of it. So it's great to have Christian news broadcast news, I think it is, live. It's Roger Mark from Village, Montana, so you're getting a little different perspective right here. Good day.